everyone, and welcome to lesson number 6 in a 30-part series German in 30 days. In today's lesson, we are going to be focusing on one specific word class, one of my favorites, ever, personal preference, the adjectives. As you know, this is a continuation of what we have been doing so far, and so far we have learned a ton already. We have learned, roughly speaking, how German nouns function, that every German noun is preceded by an article that indicates the gender of that noun. Der Mann, die Frau, das Kind. We have learned that there is a case system in place. And we have learned the first two cases, the nominative case and the accusative case, with the emphasis on the accusative case, obviously. Right? We have learned that depending on the case and the gender, there are those tiny little endings, right? The declensions. What we haven't learned so far are the descriptive words that enable us to describe things, to describe persons, and we wouldn't have been where we are right now if there hadn't been any adjectives. I'm talking about poetry, literature, right? Instructions. Okay, adjectives are very important. We have learned the phrase "Ich liebe dich," right? Which is quite a strong statement. Okay, quite a commitment, I'd say. So today we will use a stronger one, which is "Ich mag dich," I like you, right? We have learned it. I like you. Full stop. Ich mag dich. Full stop, right? But we can add a bit of color to it. Why? I like you because you are wonderful. I like you because you are a wonderful being. Ah, interesting. So the same adjective wonderful is used differently, and same applies to German, right? Ich mag dich. Du bist wunderschön. Ich mag dich. Du bist ein wunderschöner Mensch. Okay? Makes a difference, doesn't it? So those tiny little explanations, and also langes Haar, grüne Augen, hübsches Kleid, right? And so it's about time we did the adjectives. The adjectives are our topic for today, okay? And as I've hinted already, two usages of adjectives. Number one, they can be used after the verb to be, after sein, right? The predicative adjectives. And those adjectives, as I will learn shortly, are not declined. Brilliant. And number two, the adjectives that are used after the definite articles, der, die, das, and after the indefinite articles, ein, eine, ein, in nominative and in the accusative case, right? And those adjectives are declined. So we have to pay our specific attention to those, okay? At the end, we will learn another way how to negate nouns in German by using KEIN. KEIN is used along the same lines as ein, eine, ein is used, meaning that KEIN is declined as opposed to nicht. Right? So, let's get started. In today's text, Yuki is going shopping. She's going to a department store, Kaufhaus, with Frau Glück, obviously. Frau Glück und Yuki wollen einen Einkaufsbummel machen. Yuki möchte einen hellen Mantel, ein paar schwarze Schuhe und vielleicht ein hübsches Kleid kaufen. Yuki: Wohin sollen wir gehen? Frau Glück: Am besten gehen wir in ein großes Kaufhaus im Stadtzentrum. Da kann man günstig einkaufen. Frau Glück und Yuki sind im Kaufhaus. Frau Glück: Gehen wir zuerst in den ersten Stock, in die Abteilung für Damenbekleidung. Da finden wir sicher ein hübsches Kleid und einen neuen Mantel für Sie. Yuki: Das ist eine gute Idee. Verkäuferin: Kann ich Ihnen helfen? Yuki: Ja, gerne. Ich suche ein rotes Sommerkleid. Verkäuferin: Welche Größe haben Sie? Größe 36. In Größe 36 haben wir eine große Auswahl. Bitte kommen Sie. Yuki sucht und findet ein hübsches Kleid. Dieses Kleid ist sehr hübsch. Kann ich es anprobieren? Natürlich, die Umkleidekabine da drüben ist frei. Dieses Kleid passt sehr gut. Es ist nicht zu lang und nicht zu eng. Die Farbe ist wunderschön. Ich glaube, ich nehme es. Gerne. Brauchen Sie sonst noch etwas? Ja, ich suche noch einen hellen, schicken Sommermantel. Wo finde ich Sommermäntel? Gleich da drüben. Kommen Sie, bitte. Yuki sucht und findet einen hellen Sommermantel. Brauchen Sie sonst noch etwas? Ja, ich brauche noch ein paar schwarze Schuhe. Gehen Sie in den 3. Stock. Da ist die Schuhabteilung. Sie können dann alles im 4. Stock bezahlen. Da ist die Sammelkasse. Vielen Dank für Ihre Hilfe. An der Kasse. Bezahlen Sie in bar oder mit EC-Karte? Kann ich mit Kreditkarte zahlen? Selbstverständlich. Speaking of continuation, how did you do? Test number 1 is on my YouTube channel. The last video, I think I uploaded it on Sunday. Let me know in the comments how you did, whether or not there are open questions or any urgent questions or just questions. I love questions. Don't hesitate, ask me anything in the comments, within reason, obviously. Alright guys, first on the board we've got adjectives after to be, after sein. And I've got brilliant news. When adjectives are used after sein, they are not declined, meaning nothing happens to them regardless of the gender of the noun that is used in this sentence. Right? For example, if I said, dieses Kleid ist hübsch, this dress is pretty, right? Das Kleid ist hübsch, nothing has happened to hübsch, right? If I said, diese Hose ist hübsch, die Hose, feminine noun, as you can see, everything stays the same. And if I said, dieser Mantel, this coat, is hübsch, so a masculine noun, hübsch stays the same. Look at the example sentence and make sentences using a suitable adjective. So, how many adjectives do we have to choose from? We've got hell, hübsch, groß, schwer und günstig. And then we've got Kleid and the sentence goes, das Kleid ist günstig. Okay, the dress is cheap. Okay, first noun is Zimmer. First of all, we need to figure out the gender of the noun. We have come across this noun already. Das Zimmer ist groß und hell. Do you remember? Yuki expressing astonishment and surprise when she moves in with Mrs. Gluck, right? So, what adjective can we use here? Das Zimmer ist hell, right? I think hell. Also, das Zimmer ist groß. Actually, das Zimmer ist günstig. That would work as well. Okay, so then we've got Kaufhaus, a department store. Das Kaufhaus ist groß. Normally, ne? Das Kaufhaus ist groß. Then we've got Mantel. Der Mantel ist hübsch. Ist hübsch. It's pretty. And the last noun is Brief. I know you've got brief in English, right? Brief, briefly. But brief in German is der and it means a letter, right? So der Brief ist schwer because it's long, or you've also put in some photographs and I don't know whatever. Right, one thing at a time. Let's begin with the nominative singular. Okay? We've got der helle Mantel, das bunte Hemd und die weiße Bluse. Okay? What happens is, in the nominative singular, after der, the adjective takes the ending e. Always. No exceptions. Oh, gosh, this makes our life so much easier, right? Well, we know it works 100% of the time, okay? So, der helle Mantel. And you know why it is so? Well, in German, we need to indicate the gender of the noun, right? And it is indicated already by der, right? And then helle Mantel. So, hell doesn't need to indicate anything here, except for that it's an adjective, right? The gender is in der helle Mantel, das, the gender, bunte Hemd, and die, the gender, weiße Bluse. Now, let's move to the accusative case in the singular. Only one change as well. The masculine nouns, that's right. Okay, so, den Mantel, and there is this gap that we have to fill in. Den hellen Mantel, right? There has to be an agreement between the article and the adjectives. Always an agreement in German, okay? And so it is declined along the same lines as the definite article in the accusative, okay? Ich möchte den hellen Mantel. That's the only change in the accusative singular, because the neuter nouns and the feminine nouns, nothing happens to the adjectives after das and after die. So let's have a look. Das bunte Hemd, the same as in the nominative, and die weiße Bluse. Ich möchte die weiße Bluse, right? Ich nehme das bunte Hemd, right? And in the plural, all the endings are the same. En. Let's have a look. Die Mäntel, okay, and in between, die hellen Mäntel. The bright coats, hell. Is it bright? I'd say so. Then, die Hemden, die bunten Hemden, the colorful shirts. And die Blusen, the gap, die weißen Blusen, right? Die weißen Blusen, the white blouses. Okay? That's all you need to know about the adjectives that are used after the definite articles, der, die, das. Let's recap. In the nominative singular, all the adjectives take the ending I, that's right. Der helle Mantel, das bunte Hemd, die weiße Bluse. Next up, the accusative singular. What do we have? They only change masculine nouns. That's right. Den hellen Mantel, das bunte Hemd stays the same, die weiße Bluse stays the same. Next up, we've got the plural. And all adjectives take the same ending here, en, right? So, die, what did we have? Hellen Mäntel. Point 3 on the agenda are adjectives that are used after the indefinite articles ein, eine, and ein. What happens here is the following. The adjectives in the nominative singular that are used after ein, eine, they take the following endings. For masculine nouns, after ein, the adjective takes er. For neuter nouns, s, and for feminine nouns, eve. So what happens to the adjectives that follow the indefinite articles ein? To be more specific, not to the adjectives themselves, but like to the endings, those declensions. Let's have a look. Ein heller Mantel, ein buntes Hemd und eine weiße Bluse. Nothing groundbreaking is going on here, wouldn't you agree with me? I've told you repeatedly, we need an indication in front of every German noun. This information about the gender, okay? It is not here when we say ein Mantel, right? We can't see it, right? And when we insert an adjective in between the indefinite article and the noun, the adjective takes this role. Okay, ein heller Mantel. We see with the help of er that Mantel is der. Okay, also ein buntes Hemd and eine weiße Bluse. Okay, now in the accusative singular, ta-da! Nothing spectacular, nothing that would surprise us. We know already that only masculine nouns are affected, right? And so, also because of this agreement, formal agreement between the article and the adjective that follow masculine nouns, right? They take the ending en. Einen hellen Mantel, ein buntes Hemd, eine weiße Bluse. Neuter and feminine nouns stay the same as in the nominative singular. Brilliant. And what does it look like in the plural? Well, there are no indefinite articles in the plural. We know that, don't we? So all adjectives take the ending e. Helle Mäntel, bunte Hemde, weiße Blusen. Exercise time! Look at the example sentence and make sentences. We've got ein Kleid and then in brackets hübsch. Yuki will ein hübsches Kleid, right? So we need the indefinite articles in combination with adjectives, right? Right, number one, we've got ein Buch and then neu. Yuki möchte ein neues Buch, right? Accusative singular. Ein neues Buch. Nothing happens. Ein neues Buch. Nummer zwei. Ein Fahrrad and then günstig. Okay, so a cheap bicycle. Yuki braucht, again accusative case, Yuki braucht ein günstiges Fahrrad. Because she's living on a tight budget, right? Günstiges Fahrrad. Nummer drei. Eine Bluse and then weiß. Yuki sucht eine weiße Bluse. Neuter and feminine nouns are easy to deal with. Nummer 4. Eine Idee that is good. Okay? Yuki hat, accusative, eine gute Idee. Die Idee. Und Nummer 5. Eine Zeitung and then neu. Zeitung is a newspaper. Yuki braucht eine neue Zeitung. Sie lernt Deutsch. Sie liest die Zeitung und lernt neue Wörter. Right? I mean, by reading, she is expanding and extending her vocabulary in German. That's a good practice, isn't it? Matching exercise. Match the words to the pictures. So, ladies first. We've got a lady and a man. Okay, so, Nummer 1. Das Halstuch. Right? Nummer 2. Die Handtasche. Nummer 3. Der Rock. Your rock has a different meaning, right? German rock is der masculine. Nummer 4. Die Strumpfhose in the singular, as opposed to the tights in the plural. Nummer 5. Der Hut. The hat is masculine. Nummer 6 ist die Bluse und Nummer 7 ist der Aktenkoffer, right? Okay. Der Mann. Was hat er denn? Nummer 1 ist das Hemd, the shirt. Nummer 2 ist die Krawatte, the tie. Nummer 3 sind die Schuhe. Nummer 4 ist das Jackett. I would combine this jacket and die Hose and say der Anzug, but it's not an option here. And then we've got Nummer 5 ist die where are you? Der Regenschirm. And Nummer 6 ist die Hose, right? They've separated die Hose and the blazer, so to speak, right? Good. Last exercise for today. Match the following sentences. Okay, so. Kann ich Ihnen helfen? Ja, gerne. Ich suche einen Regenschirm. Right? One goes with C. Eins mit C. Right? 2. Brauchen Sie sonst noch etwas? Nein, danke. Das ist alles. 2 goes with D. D. 3. Welche Größe haben Sie? Ich habe Größe 38. So 3 goes with E. 4. Wie möchten Sie zahlen? Obviously mit Kreditkarte bitte. Right? 4 mit A. Und 5. Wo ist eine freie Umkleidekabine? Gleich da drüben. 5 goes with A or A. Right? Last point on today's agenda is negation by means of KEIN, and this is a truly unique tool to negate individual words as long as they are used with indefinite articles. Let me explain. So, KEIN is declined in the same way as ein is declined. Okay? If I said ein heller Mantel, I can say kein heller Mantel. Ein buntes Hemd, kein buntes Hemd. Eine weiße Bluse, keine weiße Bluse. In the nominative singular. In the accusative singular, it is declined along the same lines as ein. Ein and eine are declined, right? So, einen hellen Mantel, keinen hellen Mantel. Ein buntes Hemd, kein buntes Hemd. Eine weiße Bluse, keine weiße Bluse. In the plural, as we know, there are no indefinite articles. But we can still negate plural nouns by putting KEINE in front of them or in front of the adjectives that precede the noun. So if I said, ich möchte ein gelbes T-Shirt, what would be the negation of it? Ich möchte kein gelbes T-Shirt, right? Sie möchte einen roten Rock. Sie möchte keinen roten Rock. Er braucht ein weißes Auto. Er braucht kein weißes Auto. We've done it. The lesson is over. I know it is a complicated topic and I really hope it's been helpful. Guys, trust me, you need to get it right in your mind. There are those patterns. It is not hopeless, okay? And I hope I can help you get those patterns right in your mind, okay? Please do me a favor and do yourselves a favor. Read the text again. It's called close reading. Find every single phrase with adjective plus definite or indefinite article. Okay, write it down. Try to understand why it's used the way it's used. And if it's not clear to you, drop me a comment in the comments section below this video. Okay, I'm here to help you. I'd love to hear back from you. I wish you as always success and joy on your learning journey. And I'll see you next week with lesson number 7. Enjoy! Tschüss zusammen! Bye guys!